Hello, welcome to Mark and Fraser's Shocking Sequels. We're doing a whole series.
We are, and this is our second one, so this is kind of like our sequel.
Yeah, this is like our sequel. It may not be as good. May not be as good as the first one.
Oh, well.
We are searching for the diamond in the rough amongst lots of sequels.
Lots of questionable sequels.
We've had some great suggestions. Did you know there was a follow-up to Lawrence of Arabia?
No.
I don't think that's going to be very good. And there's so many Disneys. So many Disneys.
Disney just went to town on
Disney
it.
has gone to town.
Bam, bam, bam.
It's all about milking those cash cows.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And we're talking about a Disney today. We watched... And we're not.
Buggering. Oh, keep it going. It's fine.
We are talking about...
Foreshadowing.
We're talking about a Disney later because we're going to watch Bambi 2.
Yeah.
But what we watched first was Robocop 3.
It was not Disney. It was... Well, it was...
Robocop 3. And we made notes.
We did.
They weren't very positive.
No.
It was made in 1993, and you could really tell because 90s sci-fi was
not very.
No.
Well,
no Peter Weller. The original Robocop from the first two films. Not that the second one was any good, but
yeah.
The original Robocop was gone, replaced by some geezer who I didn't recognise.
I think he finally had enough.
Yeah.
Like, no.
And they obsessed about having his face out loads.
Yeah.
In the first film, it was like a massive thing. He took his helmet off and it was like, oh!
To be fair, maybe it's like that, you know when you're like, you're not over your girlfriend or boyfriend, but you kind of want to, like, you don't want them to think that you're still obsessing over them. So on Facebook, you'll just be like, yeah, this is amazing, I'm so happy. And that's why they were showing the face a lot, like, yeah, it's okay, it's not the same guy. Look, he's amazing. When really it's just like,
he wasn't
deep down inside the crying going, why?
And the film started with attempted murder by a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By
a child that you were supposed to have sympathy for the whole film. The first thing this child did, and you didn't know whether it was a boy or a girl.
I was about to say that. I was about to say this child who I thought was a he with really long hair
was a girl.
But was a girl, yeah.
She attempted to murder people. And then they massively jobbed out the original baddie as well.
Yeah, to a child who just amazing hacker. Oh yeah, knows how to work a computer. Yeah,
this tiny child was the best hacker in the world and stuff.
She was kind of just like she couldn't do anything wrong. She knew everything. Yeah.
It was really frustrating as hell.
I think that's one of the main criticisms we had of the film, like, because the rating in England was a 15.
It was PG-13.
PG-13 in the States,
and that's clearly what they'd played for.
But it was weird because they would like, you've got this child as the lead, like the protagonist, but no, like, everyone who's watching this film is older than her, so it's kind of like, what's that kid doing there? What
really frustrated me was the original Robocop. That scene where he loses his hand.
Yeah.
It's a horror film. It's a fucking horror film. It's not just science fiction. It's clearly an adult horror, blatantly plagiarised from Judge Dredd, but moving swiftly on. It's a horror. And this follow-up...
But that's it.
It was just pap aimed at children,
yeah.
But not aimed well enough because there was some nasty shit in it.
Yeah.
And it got the wrong rating in this country.
Yeah, I think it was just completely wrong. It was a mixed bag. It didn't really know what it wanted to do, but like you were saying before, with a lot of these, like you talk about Robocop, Terminator, Aliens, they all started off as science fiction, but horrors as well at the same time. They were terrifying, but this one was just like, it didn't know what it wanted to be. It wanted to be gory at times, but then other times it was
not quite gory enough.
Then it was like, come on kids, this is the film for you.
It seemed to be like they wanted to make the Robocop franchise more palatable to children so that they could sell a fuck ton of Robocop figures
Robo
Oh,
jetpack.
don't talk about the Robo jetpack.
In store soon.
Shit, the Robo jetpack.
They even did it with
The
the...
CGI, the fucking green screen. It was oh.
It was like well, what do they call it? The Sci-Fi Channel. The Sci-Fi Channel did a Robocop. This is what it
Did
would
they?
be. No, but this is what it would be, wouldn't it? It'd be
the
Robocop 3.
ropey special effects.
Yeah.
And that bloody jetpack. As soon as she said it's a jetpack, I just went.
Well, they even advertised the fact that this film had so many villains, which were all pretty shocking.
Yes.
There was a total rip-off of the T-1000.
Who turned out to be
Shit.
really not badass at all.
It's like, you build him up to be this badass, and then like...
Robocop shot him, he died.
He beats up Robocop for a bit, and then Robocop goes, you know what, I'm going to fight back. Boom. So
That was it.
And then they bring...
Shit!
They bring 2 more versions of him back, and the little kid, who's just so smart, goes on a computer, literally goes, and they both kill
And
each
she
other.
hacks them to kill
It's
each
just like, I mean, to be fair, like, they probably didn't know, like, the technology then was probably like, yeah, if you got a computer, it can do that, but it's just like, at least try and make it look like there's some effort. She's just sort of like, yeah, I do this because I do calculus. Calculus, see, this is why, kids, you should study mathematics, and especially calculus, because one day you too might be able to take down some robots, if that ever happens.
Right, in the pad, I've put English to Japanese, and what that means is, at the start of the film,
I love this.
the start of the film, English person was talking in English, Japanese person was talking in Japanese, and they were like responding to each other's language, like they understood each other without translation.
But then, later on...
And then, I mean, that was wank, but then, like, then later on, they had translation software for the Japanese guy, which made it, like, sound like a robotic
It's one of those,
English,
like, if you ever watch, like, Hong Kong cinema, and they have the whole, like, there's a Drunken Master with Jackie Chan, where part of it, they will speak in English, like, random parts will be in English, but most of it's in the native language. And it was like that, it was just like, hang on, pick a side, what's going on here?
Was...
And the robotic voice for it was just amazing. It was just sort of like a... And then input one.
And then at the end, the Japanese guy got out of a car with a translator. There was a character that was an English to Japanese translator. It was this was written by Frank Miller. I went on Internet Movie Bloody Database to check whether it was the same Frank Miller that's one of my favourite writers.
He's probably having an off day.
He wrote 300. He wrote Sin City. He wrote The Dark Knight Returns. He wrote the Elektra saga for Daredevil. And he wrote this steaming pile of donkey shit.
See, this is where I like to believe that he only wrote parts of this, because there was a lot of payoffs which, if they had set up, would have been good, but there was no setup. They were trying to do payoffs with no money, and yeah, it just didn't work. And for most of it, it was ripping off Terminator 2. To be fair, this kid was supposed to be like, I think, John Connor. That's why I thought he was a boy. I reckon she was a boy. Yeah,
He was.
She was a boy.
She had a girl's name. I've not made a note of it. I can't remember it. And I don't want to remember. I don't want to remember this film again.
We need to. Oh, but we need to point out the one actress you liked.
CCH Pounder. She was in The Shield, and she was wonderful in that. And she, in a sea of shit acting.
She was like
she was like a little beacon.
Yeah.
A beacon of hope.
Acting around everyone.
And then she died with half hour to go.
I was going to say spoilers.
No one's going to watch Robocop. We've slated Robocop 3. We've slated it. She dies with half an hour to go, and we just went...
Shit, half an hour left then, innit?
Oh, she was the only actress.
But then we had that... Oh, but they've got that T-1000, that Robocop 1000 versus Robocop. Maybe that week now. Yeah.
Shit. Massive.
Downhill from there.
And it nicked from Army of Darkness.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Evil ninja badass fucking guy that then got massively beaten up. Cut his arm off, and he just got this gun and went, click. It wasn't like... There were no ragged edges, there was no... It was just click, it works now.
Sorted.
That's not how technology works.
I don't think they understand how technology works. Maybe it was a 1993 thing. They were just like, it's just a thing, isn't it? Technology just sort of happens.
So we had to find one thing that was good about this film, and that was CCH Pounder.
Yeah.
No, that was Bobbins, that was.
Yeah. I've got a little game for you, actually.
Oh, God.
I had...
Does it involve watching more Robocop?
No.
Okay,
it has a little bit of a guesstimation. I have tablets. I'm not going to specify which one, because there are many available.
Many tablets are available.
That's why my knee's up. I'm not trying to show my crotch. So, I went on Rotten Tomatoes.
Tomatoes! You're British!
I've got a cold. Right.
Okay. Anyway, you went on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. So, I'm going to do a bit of a game here.
No, I think I can predict this game.
Right. So, on such website, I'm not going to say it again because I might offend Mark.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes. They have a rating system.
Yeah, I know it.
In percentages. I'm explaining it to the audience just so they're aware, you know. It's inclusive think here. Okay. And so the first Robocop, do you want to have a guess round percentage it's got?
Well, Rotten Tomatoes is generally quite harsh, so I'm going to say about 70-75 for Robocop.
Yeah, 88%.
Oh, okay. It's a good bloody film. So
for Robocop 2...
That's going to be about 40 or something.
32%.
Right, okay.
Now, we're going to do a bit of over or under here. I'm not going to say... I was going to do you think it's over or under 32%? But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take 50% of half of its percentage.
Right.
Over or under over or under 44%.
Under?
Over or under 16%.
I reckon it's something like 12. I reckon it's something like 12 because it really is a bad film.
Well, it's quite good that it's called Robocop 3 because its percentage is number 3. I had to double check. That I hadn't just looked at the number again. But yeah, 3%. Which, at first, when I first watched it, I was like, the first couple of parts we watched, I went, oh, it didn't deserve 3%. And then when we got into it, I was like, yeah, this still doesn't deserve 3%. This deserves like 2 or 1%.
We'll do this for all the films from now on. So I won't look at Rotten Tomatoes, and you find the percentage, and we'll do that.
I have all the power.
3%. Well, thank you for watching. Please, for your own sanity, don't watch Robocop 3. I've been Mark, he's been Fraser. See you next time.